perfect day. Think of fishing and nature as a way to touch the earth. To me, the simplest things, I could spend all day on this lake.
What do you get when you cross a former trapper, educator, actually a school principal, and a hunter, gardener, fly fisherman, avid outdoorsman? You get the quintessential conservationist, Ralph Shaw.
It's just what I do. It isn't, if you want to fish, you have to walk. Or in this lake, you have to row. And you have to cast. Well, have you ever looked at the exercises that you take in a gym that cover all of those activities?
There is this passion for nature. How did it come about?
I think a lifelong exposure to natural places, starting as a very young child. I grew up in the Depression at Cold Lake in the summer, and it was a glorious time to be a little boy. You could wear bare feet, bib overalls with no underwear, and run all summer. It was a glorious existence. We learned to love nature, and that continued all my life.
Ralph, why do you think it's so important to have groups such as the Nature Trust preserving places like this?
We're saving places where people can come to the earth and not necessarily be a part of it, but begin to be some of its rhythms. One of the things I like about the Nature Trust is the name says it. Go into nature and trust it. Trust and nature go together.
You were in, I believe, on the initial sort of stages of the founding of the Nature Trust.
And the idea was to establish something special for British Columbia, and all of us were science-oriented. And so we pushed for something that you could preserve and use, but not degrade. That simple. And there were places that needed preserving.
So I believe it started from the $4.5 million endowment from the Liberal government of the day. What was that like?
To me, the most wonderful thing about it is the money's still there. The interest has been keeping the ball going, and fundraising are a wonderful example of the integrity and the ability of the directors of the Nature Trust to protect that and yet acquire, 415 pieces of property in British Columbia? And they still have the $4.5 million. That's pretty wonderful.